This information works. This works. You just got to work. You have to work, put in the work for this business to work for you, okay? It works. I got Corey. I don't even get into it. Like, we have so many people we've helped for free. We're going to break it all down. So without further ado, let's break this all down. Let me share exactly how to get your first deal within 30 days in wholesaling real estate. I'm excited for this one. I'm ready to go. So let's break this all down. Let's get into it, guys. Let's do a quick audio check. Just checking the audio up in here, seeing if everything's good. And from there, we're going to break it all down. We're going to share exactly how to do it. So audio is looking good. Appreciate it, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe, and let's share it, guys. So one last thing I do before we get into it, guys, remember, you see my nice face there. Bottom right-hand corner, there's going to be a website, freewholesaling.com. That's my free real estate wholesaling course. Over 50,000 students in it, and they're all doing amazing. They're all learning for free. We have over 68,000 people in the Facebook group, basically our wholesaling mastermind. We have a little Discord chat going on there. You want to hop in there, you can join it. It's pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. So let's break this down. Let's get into it. And let's break how to get your first deal in 30 days. Here's my action plan. So that's what we're going to do today. You know, how to get your first deal within 30 days or less. In today's video, I'm going to share how to get your first deal in under 30 days for wholesaling real estate and exactly what you need to be doing. So if you want to learn wholesaling real estate, right, the one thing I can tell you is, I got to see where I put that in there, but it is true. If you're looking to get your first deal within 30 days, one thing I would recommend, and this is separate than the video, okay, this is just a suggestion for me. Right here, freewholesaling.com. You see that little link right there? That is going to be a link to go to my free real estate wholesaling course. And in that course, you go through all the modules, teach you wholesaling real estate. You know the vibes. But on top of that, there's a new module I did this summer. It is the 30-day wholesaling challenge. It took me a ton of effort to do, but I did it for you guys because you guys deserved it. So the 30-day wholesaling challenge basically is a video every single day for 30 days for you to do on your own pace. So every day for 30 days, you watch the video and you learn an extra aspect on wholesaling to add on so you get your first deal within 30 days. Pretty crazy, really insane, really awesome. But it basically shows you for 30 days what you should be doing to get your first real estate wholesaling deal. And it's life-changing for a lot of people out here. And I know for a fact so many people got their first deal from the 30-day wholesaling challenge. So I know it's going to help as many people as possible. So go there, 30-day wholesaling challenge, description below, and we can always break it down. But that's how you want to do if you want to start going in here and getting going. But yeah, guys, check out the 30-day wholesaling challenge. It's at freewholesaling.com. So if you're going to get your first real estate wholesaling deal, we got to do some thinking really quick, okay? First of all, if our goal here is to get our first wholesaling deal, so if our goal is to get your first real estate deal, your first wholesaling deal, what do we have to do if we know that's the goal, right? What do we have to do? Number one, how are we going to do this goal, right? We're going to get this goal by pulling lists and marketing to them. Simply, that is what we're doing. So if our goal is to get our first real estate wholesaling deal within 30 days, our action plan here, our battle plan, more or less, right? Our playbook is going to be pulling a list and marketing the sellers. That's pretty much it. Like, I think a lot of people really complicate what it's all about. And it really comes down to pulling a list and marketing to it. Like, that's it. So many people struggle with it. A lot of people complicate it. I don't understand why. But honestly, if you keep it simple, that's going to be the best results, you know? So the next question, comes out to like, why am I going to do it, right? And this is something, I'm just giving you an example of like when I started wholesaling, like what was something that was great for me. But like, you got to think to yourself, like, what is my why? Why am I doing this, right? Everyone's why is completely different, right? Maybe your why is so you can quit your job. Maybe your why is so you can, spend more time with your family or make more money. Like, you got to decide what your why is going to be. I can't tell you what your why is going to be. I wish I could, but I can't and I ain't. Okay, I ain't going to tell you what your why should be. You have to decide that for yourself, what it's going to be. It should be a motivational thing. It should be something that pushes you. It should be something that you can look at every day and not get tired of it. You got to choose that for yourself. And if it's going to change your life for the better, it's pretty much all you really need, right? But yeah, think of your why and think how it's going to push you, right? So that is going to be your goal. So let's get in the nitty gritty. Let's get into the pretty much the action step plan here, right? So day one. So what is day one going to be for wholesaling real estate when it comes to starting this business out, right? Like getting our first deals in 30 days. Day one, what are we supposed to do? I think a lot of people really want to get stressful on it, right? cold call 500 sellers day one, right? Come on. That ain't going to be a thing. That ain't going to be it. Okay. So day one, we're going to be gathering information. We're going to learn the entire wholesaling real estate process. We're going to go to freewholesaling.com and really learn wholesaling the right way, right? The front to back process, that is what it's going to be. And really the process is, I have all the charts and handy stuff from there, but honestly, in wholesaling real estate, the process is finding somebody that wants to sell their property. So either through marketing, right? So step one, if you want to go through a front to back little thing, you're going to find a motivated seller who wants to sell their property for cash, usually by pulling a list, maybe calling that list, texting that list, whatever you want. And then from there, you're going to go meet them at the property, get the property under contract, and then sell that contract to a rich landlord or a house flipper, more or less. And then boom, you have closing day, you're good to go, right? There's steps in between that, but if you go through freewholesaling.com, it's systematically there. So obviously you should be going through title companies, dealing with them first, going over the contracts, seeing your state, where you should wholesale, right? But honestly, it's all about writing up contracts and selling them to cash buyers and making a profit in between. That is fundamentally what wholesaling real estate is. That's pretty much it. You can complicate it any which way you want, but that's really what it ends up being, right? So that should be your day one activities, right? Go through freewholesaling.com, learn it all, right? Day two is going to be a little more different, right? So now we kind of learn the process a little more. We're going to still figure out some things, right? You can't learn it all in a day, but figure out, more or less if you need to go virtual, if you need to go local for wholesaling real estate, right? You should start trying to find a wholesaling friendly title company, or if an attorney state, an attorney firm for it, right? But really, you got to figure it out. What I've seen, honestly, is a lot of people really waiting for the title company at the last minute. You don't want to be that guy or gal that gets the property under contract and it's wait, I got to sell this thing. Right? You don't want to be that person. So you got to figure it out. And the last part, this is really important, guys. Okay. This is really important. Hop on my one-on-one calls and just talk to me and figure out what I have to tell you. Okay. Because I can make this video. I'm making this video for hundreds of thousands of people right now watching. Okay. Hundreds of thousands of people and hundreds of thousands in the future that are going to watch this video. Right. So I'm really thinking about this. I have to make a video that is for everyone, starting out to join, but would it be cool to have a one-on-one session with me? And no, I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to give it to you for free. Right. How would that be? Would that be cool? Right. I'm letting anyone right now, as of today in this video, and you can talk up to me, talk to me, and I will literally share with you all the knowledge you need for wholesaling success. I'll give you anything you need to know. All right. Any question you got, I'll just talk to you for it. Right. And I would talk to me one-on-one, sort of get a kind of a grip of your market. And then I can kind of tell you what to do. And it's absolutely for free. I don't charge for it. And I let all my subscribers do it because they deserve it. You just got to go to the whole, you got to be part of the Wholesaling House's For Real Mastermind, which is a free Facebook group to join. The link's in there. It's already in there already. So whoever's in there right now can just talk to me today. If you can't, hop on, join the group tomorrow, and then you can go talk to me tomorrow. So what's week one, right? So week one, this is pretty much it. So hop on the one-on-one, go to freewholesaling.com, learn it. Do whatever this handsome millionaire tells you to do, okay? So this is me. This is my grandparents' dog. I dog sit them all the time. Not all the time, but usually once or twice a year. I dog them for extended period when they go on cruises, right? So do whatever this handsome millionaire told me to do, okay? Just two boys chilling, right? So it's about the dog. All right. So week one, where's the dog saying, right? Don't be a dummy, pull a government list. This is what week one's all about, baby, okay? We ain't getting cute. We ain't getting fancy. We ain't doing this crazy, stupid little guru CRM type trick. No. Don't be a dummy. This is what the handsome millionaire dog's a millionaire probably. Don't be a dummy, pull a government list. That's what the dog is saying. I don't know how else I can give this information to you so it can go through your heads. But for most people watching this right now, if you don't have money, you got to get started in wholesaling real estate. Don't be a dummy. Okay? Pull a government list. Pull a government list. For most people out here, that's going to be your best way. Trying for dollars is a great way too. There's other great ways. But for most people in virtual wholesaling real estate that got no money starting out, you're going to have to pull a list. All right. And most likely should be a government list. Now, if you have some money, you don't have much time, there's other strategies around that. But for most people right now, don't be a dummy. Pull a government list. I can only scream about that so much. But guys, that's it. Do what that dog says. All right. So government list, right? what are the right government lists to pull every month, right? So week one, we're pulling this list. Like, we are not dilly dallying, just chilling out, not doing it. Guys, we are getting to work. All right. We are getting our butts to work and we're getting some deals. All right. So if we're going to get our butts to work and do some deals, what are some of the government lists we need to pull, right? Number one, probates. We need to start pulling probates, guys. I'm telling you right now, pull the stinking probates. A lot of people aren't doing that. Go to freewholesaling.com. I'll show you how to pull it. These are people that pretty much unfortunately passed away. Very sad situation, but a lot of deals, a lot of motivation in these deals, right? So pulling the government list is going to be essential for our success out here. So definitely go out here and pull the probates. Next, the arrest records with factors. And what's the arrest record? So if someone gets arrested and maybe they have a lien on the property, they're behind on the mortgage, those are what we call additional factors. That's a great list to be going after. I love the arrest record list. The next one here is going to be code violations. Code violations are an amazing list to be going after. So basically, code violations are people who usually have tall grass, structural damage, mold or mildew on the property, right? This is going to be a great list because the government is going out here and finding ugly houses and finding the money, which makes them more motivated to just get rid of the property. So we love it, right? That's a great one. Always a big fan of that one. So yeah, that's a great government list to be pulling. Next one's liens. So lien is basically a court judgment or a court order based on certain factors, right? So what's one of these, right? So I think one of these liens you can talk about is like a tax lien. So if I don't pay my property taxes, after about 2 or 3 years, I'm going to put a lien on the house. So whenever the house sells, $5,000 automatically has to go to the government, maybe the county, wherever it's being done for the tax assessor's website or the property appraiser does it, whoever gets the taxes, right? If I don't pay my federal taxes, right, I'm going to have the lien from the Internal Revenue Service, my favorite people in the world. Love the IRS, great people. And I'm saying that nicely. I'm not even saying that to be sarcastic. We love them. If you're watching right now from the IRS, I love you so much. You are the best. IRS debt lien list, right? The Department of Revenue for the state, right? So I'm in Florida. There's no state income tax, so there's not as many. But like in Georgia goes after people hard for not paying their taxes. So Georgia's a little insane on there. But yeah, so that's an example. They're all over the place there. That's a great one too. HOA liens are decent too. But those are really good liens to be going after, right? There's credit card debt lien lists. People behind the credit cards, you can pull that list, right? Water shutoffs. So, guys, I always explain this. I've gone camping all the time. When you don't live where there's any plumbing going on or any running water, it's a lot less fun, right? Than just live. Like, you enjoy plumbing when you come back from a week long of camping, right? And if you can imagine a house right now without any running water, somebody probably just wants to sell it. They don't want to live there, right? Like most people don't want to live like that, right? It's kind of stupid. Okay. You do not want to do that. It's ridiculous, right? So why don't you go out here and pull a list like that? This is the water shutoff list, and it's a great list to be pulling, guys. I absolutely love the water shutoff list. Y'all need to be pulling the water shutoff list a lot more. And the last one is fire damage properties. Fire damage properties is basically a list of people that have fire on the property. So if the property went on fire and the fire department went on a call for a house is on fire, usually there's some type of damage on that house. And that's going to be a great deal for us to go after and try to wholesale that, right? That's the point. That's what I like. And that's what works really well for us. So that's why I really like it. The fire damage property list is an amazing list to be going after for wholesaling real estate. Now we actually know exactly the list to be going after. What are the marketing channels, right? Like, what are the channels for us to be pulling here? So here's some of my favorite marketing channels, right? I love drawing for dollars. I love reverse drawing for dollars. Drawing for dollars, basically just going in our car looking for ugly looking houses. Reverse drawing for dollars is basically just doing that, except we're putting sticky notes on those houses. All the tutorial is on the bottom right hand corner there at freewholesaling.com, where I basically show you how to do it absolutely for free. Next one is, so we have a list. Now we have a marketing channel, right? So if I get a list of a code violation, maybe I want to text this list, right? So we can actually do bulk SMS text blasting. Use ZachData.com for it. There's other services other people really like. Ultimately up to you. But SMS text blasting is really good. You just text out sellers too. When you have a job, it actually makes it a lot easier for a lot of people. So I love SMS text blasting. Really not that bad. Really, it's really cool for like scaling things up. So yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of SMS text blasting. What's another marketing channel, right? You do cold calling. Cold calling is my personal favorite here. Just pretty much going on your phone and calling, right? Like that's basically it. We got a really cool cold calling breakdown, live cold calling next Tuesday. I'm not going to announce it yet, but the people have spoken, and I am going to be doing a really, really cool cold calling session. That's not going to be like what you guys seen before. It's going to be really cool. I don't want to announce it yet because the gurus are going to figure out what I'm going to do, and then they're going to try to copy it. So I'm not going to say it yet because gurus really love copying my topics because they're not creative at all. But what I can tell you is if you just wait, I'll announce it. It'll be really fun, really cool, and I think you guys are going to really like it. But yeah, SMS text blasting is great. I love cold calling, just calling, talking to sellers, seeing if they want to sell their property. The fastest, most efficient way, my personal favorite for anyone really watching this right now, is probably going to be cold calling. It's just you get their phone number and you call them up, see if they want to sell the property. That's going to be the best way to figure out if you have a really good deal or not. And that's going to see if someone wants to sell their property or not. For you to make some money in wholesaling, right? I love cold calling, my favorite one. Bandit signs. Bandit signs are another good one, they're definitely making a bigger comeback now. Those are We Buy Ugly Houses signs. It's another way to find deals. That's how I got my first real estate wholesaling. Pretty much how I made my first $100,000 in wholesaling real estate is with bandit signs. I love bandit signs. Absolutely great. I wish I could do I wish I had a vlog of me doing it back when I was like 17. That would have been really cool. But guys, I went ham on it and it worked really well for me. Some markets don't work really well. Some do. You got to test them out. Definitely love bandit signs. Next here is reverse wholesaling with government lists. And what is that, right? That's kind of another type of marketing channel, more or less, where it's a little more different, right? This is kind of a list channel combination that I've kind of been teaching a little more about lately. But like a lot of people have been really asking me how to do reverse wholesaling like crazy with, changes in the market and stuff. So I kind of been teaching a little more about reverse wholesaling, which works better in down markets, right? Now, I'm not saying we're at that level yet, but what I can tell you is it's always good to know, right? Like, I don't think it's good to just hoard knowledge away from you guys so you don't know any of the knowledge, right? So what is this? How does it work, right? Basically, what reverse wholesaling is when you have basically reverse wholesaling is basically when you do wholesaling in reverse. And that's the best way really to describe it. Where regular wholesaling, you go find a list, you pull the list, you cold call, you get a seller, you get a contract, then you find a cash buyer. Reverse wholesaling is that in reverse. So basically what that is, if I'm talking to a seller and I do the whole wholesaling process, I'm just going to do that in reverse. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go reach out to a cash buyer, see what market they want to do. Oh, I'm going to do the 34993 area code, right? I'm like, okay, do that area code. What type of properties? I want to do, 2 1s or 3 2s, nothing over 1,500 square feet, good rental properties, right? Okay, cool. Then I'm going to go pull a government list with those criteria and then only call those. And so when I get a deal, it's already in my cash buyer's criteria. And I know I already have a cash buyer for that deal before I even put the property under contract. That's really cool too. If you have a situation where maybe you have problems where you put properties under contract, you can't find a cash buyer for it because it's a weird house. You can kind of do that in reverse, and that is reverse wholesaling in a sense. I think it's really cool. On the Zakin channel, I worked on a tutorial for that this week. It'll be pretty cool for you guys. You see it. So you tell how old these videos are based on my haircuts now. So that's going to be interesting. So that'd be a fun one. I'm trying to make it a little easier for everyone, but yeah. So next year is what are we doing for the rest of week one, right? What are we doing, right? Pretty much for the rest of week one, right? We're going to work on creating our master plan and a master pretty much action plan for ourselves of pulling the lists, what lists we're pulling, how we're going to pull, and what we're going to do. We're going to really learn how to really do the right scripts and tactics for our marketing, right? And then really learn the right way to just be going after these sellers, because that's what week one's really all about. Marketing, going after sellers, talking to sellers, right? And I get asked this question, like, should I do reverse wholesaling instead of regular? I would do regular wholesaling unless you're in this crazy weird market, which if you hop on the one-on-ones, I can kind of explain to you and really break down. But yeah, for the rest of week one, honestly, you're going to create that master plan, see what you got to do for success, right? So what's week two all about, right? Week two is all about implementation, taking action, and going after it. That's what week two is all stinking about. Going out here, doing that action plan, and pulling it. So what's an example of an action plan, right? An example of an action plan is like me going out here and making a list, right, of all the action I got to do for the week, right? Like really pulling a breakdown of it. So one thing I could tell you is with the action plan, it's honestly up to you of how the action plan is going to be, right? So, hey, I'm going to pull 500 code violations. I'm going to skip trace them at truepeoplesearch.com. Then I'm going to cold call it. Literally just make a plan and stick to it. That's going to be 99% of the problem for wholesaling real estate is just people not being consistent. You need to be consistent if you want to have success in this business. And that's going to be one of the biggest keys for you to have success in wholesaling real estate. Okay, guys? So that's it. Take action. My honest opinion, if you want to take some action, get your first deal like within a month, you're pretty much want to set the goal of marketing 5 to 10 hours a week. And I know that's very broad. I know that's very broad. I would prefer you do 10 hours a week of marketing. I don't think you need to push even more if you just want to do one deal a month. I don't think 10 hours a week of marketing is going to be like, pushing it more you can, but you just got to be more efficient with your time and stuff. So I'd say 5 to 10 hours a week of marketing is pretty much going to be your best, pretty much course of attack there, right? And it really comes down to making a schedule and sticking to it. Create a schedule, stick to it. How do you get good at working out? You create a schedule, you stick to it. You stay consistent with it. Take it good, really anything. Consistency is key. Now, we're here on week 3. So what are we doing week 3, right? Like what's our plan here? What's our plan of attack, right? It's really consistency time. This is where a lot of people really struggle week 3 starting out. And this is just me seeing hundreds of thousands of wholesalers out here. But like, what is week 3 all about? It's consistency. It's just doing what you have been doing consistently, because week 3 is really your make it or break it. This is when a lot of people start quitting. A lot of people stop being consistent because they don't see results in their first 14 days. Honestly, your best possible way right now, best possible way is being consistent. It drives me crazy. But yeah, that's honestly what I've seen. I think so many wholesalers out here really struggle with this, keeping consistent. And you need to keep it consistent. That's what you're going to be your best success possible. So what's the next one here? So consistency there. You just got to keep going. That's really it. So the consistency part's going to be hard, but it all comes down to creating that schedule and sticking to it. And that's going to help you out a lot, right? So really week 3, we're starting the marketing going. We should be at this point already going on appointments, closing deals, and writing contracts. That's the wholesaling part right there, right? We got to have to start creating sort of a dispositions plan if we're doing this our first month, right? But really, you just got to get really used to the grind here and really used to the schedules on here. But like, have a dispositions plan, have a plan of how you're going to find cash buyers. What could this be, right? Finding deals, going to auctions, cold calling the for rents, going to cash sales, right? Whatever it takes, we're going to have to create a dispositions plan. Now we're at week 4, right? What's week 4 all about? It's really just selling the deal, right? So really, pretty much, we're going to find a cash buyer. We're going to sign the contract, do our walkthrough. Everything we teach there at freewholesaling.com. Freewholesaling.com. I should make this 3D. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, find a cash buyer and then assign the contract. That's what it's all about there. Closing the deal. You can do it from there. So like the question here comes down to like week 4, right? Like I got the property under contract. I have a title company, had the EMD, I got it all. How do I find this cash buyer? How do I sell this wholesaling real estate deal? If I'm doing virtual wholesaling right now, there's going to be 3 key ways for us to wholesale this deal. Number 1, I'm going to go to my for rents right now and cold call all the landlords, usually rich landlords that want to buy a property, renovate it, and just put it on the market and really put it on market for the on rents. So really, they just want to buy it and put it literally for rent. And we're going to call the for rents because that's where they are, right? Really good cash buyers like this, especially during weird times in wholesaling. There's always going to be landlords, just people that have jobs. They want to, put their money with their job into rental properties. Next one's going to be cash sales. People that are buying properties cash and flipping them. You can use a service like listaraya.com, stackdata.com, and find them really easy. And then last but not least here, you can go to Facebook groups, and there's certain ad copy you can actually post and actually have sellers actually have cash buyers come to you with those ad copy. And it's all in freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. And basically just post that stuff up. You'll get in there, you go in the comment section, pulling cash buyers. That's how you sign it. Go to closing day, walk through the property with the cash buyer, and boom, by week 4, basically day 30, more or less. Well, week 5-ish, but that's 2 days in week 5. You will get your first real estate wholesaling deal, guys. That's really how you get your first wholesaling deal. It really comes down to if you can really quick, like detailed, like bullet points. If I got like 3 or 4 or 5 bullet points to really break down on this video for you. It's all about pulling a list, marketing to that seller, whatever channel you have. Number 3 here, staying consistent, finding a cash buyer. And last is just repeating the process, sticking to it and learning what to do and talking to me. That's pretty much like wholesaling is really simple when you look at it. A lot of people really like complicating this business, and it's really not that complicated. It's all about finding a seller, selling it to a cash buyer, and making profit in between. That's really it. Like I could talk about this all day, but that's where it really is. So if you have any questions about what I just said, I'd love to go answer them right now.